All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We already crushed the 7K subscriber goal, so we are going to update that board here for you guys. Look at Joe Burrow, looking at all these nice, tasty giveaways. We have the 8K sub jersey giveaway. We have the 9K sub sports memorabilia giveaway, 10K subs, the big one, $1,000 giveaway, and the 12K subs. We're going to send a couple people to a game of their choice. Guys, we are very excited for the football season, but no more talking. Let's get right into this video, Trey. All right, guys, looking at some NFL picks and props for Thursday, September 14th slate of games. Take a look at that leaderboard, Trey. Start us off.
Yeah, I just threw a Derrick Henry stiff arm right there. I felt bad for the opposition, but I went 1-1 on Monday Night Football because I gave out the Bills on the money line versus the Jets and the under 45.5 total points as well. If you would have told me that Aaron Rodgers got injured 40 seconds in the game, I would have said, oh my God, this Bills money line minus 120. I would be cashing all night long. And it did not happen. It was a wild game. The under hit for us, but the Bills money line somehow, some way got lost to Zach Wilson and the Jets special teams.
Seth?
I need to get a win on the board. That's all I can say. I don't know why I bet it against the Jets defense when they totally own Josh Allen, but I thought Josh Allen would come out hot in this game. He did not. He threw 3 interceptions to the same guy. He had to know that guy was going to be there every time, and he still threw it. So we went 0-1.
Yeah, then I went 2-0. I had the under 45.5 in the game. That one was pretty easy. Got a little bit nervous towards the end there, but in overtime, we were going to cash that regardless of what happened. And then I had the New York Jets +2, never a doubt. Whenever Rodgers got carded off, I was like, the Jets +2, even better. So, 2-0 day there for us. We got lucky with the Jets. I think Zach Wilson did about as good as a job as he could coming into that game. But I hope he looks better in week 3 because next week he plays Dallas, and that is not going to be good for him. But let's go to the plays for tomorrow, guys. We have one game. It's going to be Thursday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are -7. The over-under is 49. Trey, who do you have in this game?
Yeah, and I'm really pumped to watch this game for Thursday Night Football. We're getting a very good Thursday Night Football schedule, and I'm very excited for that. Both these teams have a great chance to make playoff pushes this season. And the Eagles, they beat the Patriots in Week 1 by a score of 25-20. And the Vikings, they lost at home to the Buccaneers in Week 1 by a score of 20-17. Now, I expect the Vikings to come in this game and be on an absolute mission. Give me them here +6.5. I wanted to buy a full point here. I'm a little bit nervous about the 7 number, but it is pretty expensive to buy that full point to take it to 7.5. So I'll just stick here with the 6.5. The Eagles, they did not look great last week against the Patriots, and they're not going to look very good against this Vikings team either, because I think that the Vikings offense is going to be on a mission. The Vikings defense is somewhat underrated. I think they're going to show up and show out in this game. The Eagles, this is more of a fading Eagles pick, I feel like, just because they did not look very good against the Patriots last week. Now, I do know it was Tom Brady Day, so they had a lot of hype in that Patriots stadium, but I think that they're going to falter here in this game. It should be a close game. I do think the Eagles will end up winning this game straight up, but 6.5 points is simply way too much to give this Vikings offense. So give me the Minnesota Vikings +6.5 against the Eagles.
Seth?
Yeah, I do apologize. I do disagree with you, Trey. The conditions at Foxborough were not great in that game for the Eagles. Their defense still looked like the Eagles' defense. They looked really good early on in that game. I'm going to go ahead and take the first half spread for the Eagles. It's at -4.5, and I do like that for the first half. And I'm going to take the under 49.5 total points as well. As Jesse mentioned, the trend last week was the under was hitting, and I think that will happen again in this matchup. In their matchup last season, the final score was 24-7 in favor of the Eagles, which gave an 18.5-point cushion. I don't think this Vikings offense is as good as it was last year after letting Dalvin Cook walk in free agency. They didn't get a run game going against Tampa Bay, and I don't expect them to be able to score many points on the Eagles in this one either. The Eagles will likely score some points in this game, as the Vikings did struggle a little bit with the Bucs offense that is far less superior to the Eagles. The Eagles offense did struggle a little week 1 in rainy Foxborough, but they will be getting to play their home opener in this one. I look for the Eagles offense to jump out quick in this one and get a commanding lead. Their defense will hold up well against a not as high-powered Viking offense as last season. Give me the first half Eagles spread and the under total points in this game.
Yeah, Seth, I hate the Eagles. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings +3.5 alt spread and money line in this game. A very disappointing loss in week 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. They will come out and win this game against the Eagles. I wasn't very impressed with the Eagles in week 1 either. They got out to that 16-0 lead, but it was a pick 6 on one of them, and the other was a fumble inside the New England 20 was their other touchdown. That was the only possessions that they were able to get in the end zone. The rest were all field goals, long field goals by Jake Elliott. Too many mistakes in week 1 for the Eagles. And I do think that the Patriots have a better defense than the Minnesota Vikings, but I can see this happening again this week as the Eagles stall on a lot of their drives. Obviously, on the other side, we have Kirk Cousins. We all know his record in primetime games is not the best, but he struggled in the noon game in week 1. So this is not the same Kirk Cousins who dominates regular season games and sucks in primetime. This is bizarro Kirk Cousins this year. Give me Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings to go into Philadelphia and win this game. Vikings on the money line and Vikings plus 3.5 as my 2 plays. Guys, go to the player props. Trey, starts off.
Yeah, and I gave out a loss on this one because I gave out Josh Allen plus James Cook over a half rushing plus receiving touchdowns versus the Jets. I was really surprised Josh Allen did not get into the end zone on his legs. And James Cook, he got a little bit of receiving action, but not too much. And I expect them to look to force feed James Cook going forward because they really don't have anyone else in the backfield. They did give Damian Harris a lot of the red zone carries, which I kind of expected, but I thought James Cook was at least going to sniff a couple of them.
Yeah, Seth?
Yeah, I also had Josh Allen going over 1.5 total passing touchdowns. Josh Allen did not look good. He started throwing the ball to Jordan Whitehead consistently on the Jets defense. So he struggles against the Jets. I don't know what it is about the Jets, but I now know never take Josh Allen against the Jets.
Yeah, and then my player prop was Tyler Bass over 1.5 field goals, and he hit that in the first half. The Jets defense stalled the Bills multiple times. He finished with 3 field goals in the game. So Tyler Bass did cash for us there. Let's move on to our plays for tomorrow night's game. Trey, starts off.
Yeah, I'm going to start us off here with a passing yards. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins. Bear touched on it earlier that he thinks Kirk Cousins is on Bizarro mode, and I think it's a good way to put it because Kirk Cousins, he did pass for 344 yards last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I expect that to continue here in this game because Kirk, he's really enjoyed playing against the Eagles in his career. He's played against them in 10 career games, and he's averaged 298 passing yards against them, almost 300 passing yards consistently for Kirk Cousins against this Eagles defense. And he also averages 2.2 touchdowns and 1 interception per game. So I don't hate Kirk Cousins over a half interception, but I think throughout this game that Cousins is going to be lighting up the box score. The Eagles defense, yes, they are one of the best defenses in the league. That is true. But whenever we factor in just the sheer volume and the sheer amount that the Vikings step back and drop the pass, I think it's going to be hard for Kirk Cousins not to get this number. So give me Kirk Cousins to start off his 2023 prime time schedule off with a very fantastic game. I'm taking him to go over 262.5 passing yards versus the Eagles.
Yeah, Trey, I like that play, and I want to clarify. I knew he had a lot of passing yards. I just said I said Bizarro for the noon game because he made too many mistakes. He threw a couple bad interceptions. He had some fumbles. So bad game for noon-wise standard for Kirk Cousins is what I was getting at. But I do love that play, Seth.
Yeah, and I'm going to go to Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown, and I'm going to take him to go over 5.5 receptions in this game. The Vikings secondary struggled to keep the Bucs receivers in checks in regards to receptions as they allowed Mike Evans 6 and Chris Godwin 5. After week 1, they have an opponent receiver ranking of 25th, so I do look for the Eagles to exploit this. I do know at times the Eagles can get run heavy, but this is an Eagle team that I'm not even sure is fully buying into the run heavy offense, as Penny was a healthy scratch and DeAndre Swift barely saw the field. This is the home opener for the Eagles, and they will be looking to fly high in their opener. In week 1, A.J. Brown was targeted 10 times while putting in 7 receptions. Brown had a 30.3% target share in week 1, and I look for him to build off that in week 2. Brown is one of my favorite receivers, and I have said on many occasions he is a mismatch for opposing corners with his strength and speed. I look for him to have a big game in this one against the Vikings secondary that struggled in week 1. Give me A.J. Brown to soar over 5.5 receptions in this game.
Yes, I like that one as well. For my prop today, it's going to be Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals made. Again, I'm taking a kicker in a primetime game, but like I said in the game pick, the Eagles struggled to get the ball in the end zone against the Patriots last week. I think they're going to struggle again today against the Vikings, leading to Jake Elliott having a lot of opportunities to make some field goals. We have clear skies, 68 degrees, and no chance of precipitation in this game with a very light wind. That smells like kickers to me. And yes, I know that it might suck to take a kicking prop, and nobody really roots for field goals to be made, but I think this is the best prop on the table tomorrow night. Give me Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals made against the Vikings, and I also like the over 3.5 field goals in the game on FanDuel's side with Greg Joseph as well in that. So over 1.5 field goals on here and over 3.5 field goals on the other on FanDuel as well. But guys, that's going to do it for our NFL plays and props for Thursday, September 14th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our locks of the week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.